Welcome to the incredible world of animals. Do you know that there are over 1.5 million known animal species on Earth, from the tiniest insects to the biggest whales, and there are still many more yet to be discovered? The animal kingdom is diverse, and studying it helps us understand the unique traits and behaviors of each species. We can also see how different species are connected and how we fit into the ecosystem. By studying the animal kingdom, we can make better decisions about conservation and protect the environment and its inhabitants. In this video, we will explore the basis of classification for animals and understand how they are classified and what is basis of their classification. We will delve into the topic of animal kingdom classification and cover the following key points. What is the level of organization? Patterns of organ systems, symmetry, diploblastic and triploblastic organization, column, segmentation, notocode. Now, let's start and try to understand how do we classify animals? As we know, animals are multicellular eukaryotes, which means that they have a nucleus and other organelles enclosed within a membrane. They lack a cell wall or chlorophyll, which is a feature that distinguishes them from plants. Additionally, animals share the same mode of nutrition, which is the heterotrophic mode, meaning they rely on consuming other organisms for energy. Understanding these features is essential in classifying animals into different groups, and it helps us better understand the diverse range of species that make up the animal kingdom. But there is more to animal classification than just their basic cell structure. Animals can also be distinguished by their cell arrangement, body symmetry, level of organization, presence or absence of a column, a body cavity, and the presence or absence of a notocode. And we are going to discuss all these topics one by one, starting with levels of organization. Now, before jumping into the topic, let's first understand why we are studying level of organization. The answer is to better understand how animals function and how they have evolved over time. As we know, animals are multicellular, which means they are made up of more than one cell. However, the level of organization of these cells can vary from one animal to another. The animal kingdom is divided into several levels of organization, including cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, and organisms. The first level of organization is the cellular level. In this level, the cells are loosely aggregated. An example of this is sponges. The second level of organization is the tissue level. In this level, cells that perform the same function are arranged into tissues. An example of this is coelentrates. The third level of organization is the organ level. In this level, tissues are grouped to form organs. Each organ is specialized for a particular function. An example of this is platyhelminths. The fourth and final level of organization is the organ system level. In this level, organs associate to form functional systems. Each system is concerned with a specific physiological function. Examples of animals with organ system level of organization include annelids, arthropods, mollusks, echinoderms, and chordates. Now let's understand the patterns in the organ systems. We will see the different types of digestive and circulatory systems. Let's start with the digestive system. There are two different types of digestive systems: incomplete digestive system, complete digestive system. The incomplete digestive system has only one opening to the outside of the body, which serves as both the mouth and the rear end. This means that the digestive system is incomplete, as there is no clear separation between the entrance and exit points. An example of an animal with an incomplete digestive system is a platyhelminth. On the other hand, the complete digestive system has two separate openings, a mouth and an anus. This means that there is a clear separation between the entrance and exit points of the digestive system. An example of an animal with a complete digestive system is a human. Moving on to the circulatory system, there are two types of systems, open type and closed type. In the open type circulatory system, Blood is pumped out of the heart and directly washes all the cells and tissues in the body. This means that the circulatory system is open, and there is no clear separation between the blood and the surrounding tissues. An example of an animal with an open-type circulatory system is a snail. In contrast, the closed-type circulatory system involves blood flowing through a network of vessels that include veins, arteries, and capillaries. This means that there is a clear separation between the blood and the surrounding tissues. An example of an animal with a closed-type circulatory system is a human. Moving on to another fascinating aspect of the animal kingdom, body symmetry plays a crucial role in determining an animal's physical structure and characteristics. So, let's start it by asking you a very simple question. Have you observed symmetry in various objects surrounding you? I know your answer will be yes. So, let's understand it by taking the example of a ceiling fan. If you divide your ceiling fan into two halves, these two parts would be identical mirror images of each other. Likewise, symmetry can also be found in the animal kingdom. Animals come in many different shapes and sizes, and one way we can classify them is by their symmetry. Body symmetry in animals refers to the arrangement of an animal's body parts, such as the arrangement of its limbs, eyes, and mouth. Generally, animals show three types of symmetry: bilateral symmetry and radial symmetry, and some animals are asymmetrical. Let's start with bilateral symmetry. This is the most common type of symmetry found in animals. Organisms with bilateral symmetry can be divided into two identical left and right halves through only one plane. This means that the animal has a clear distinction between the left and right sides of its body. Examples of animals with bilateral symmetry include annelids, arthropods, and mollusks. Next, we have radial symmetry. Organisms with radial symmetry can be divided into two identical halves through any plane passing through the central axis. Examples of animals with radial symmetry include coelentrates, ctenophores, and echinoderms. Lastly, we have asymmetrical symmetry. Organisms with asymmetrical symmetry cannot be divided into two identical halves through a median plane. This means that the animal does not have a clear symmetry or balance. An example of an animal with asymmetrical symmetry is a sponge. After understanding about the body symmetry, now let's talk about the diploblastic and triploblastic type of differentiation. All animals start their lives as a single cell, but as they develop, they grow and form different structures that eventually make up their bodies. These structures include tissues, organs, and organ systems. Based on the number of embryonic layers, animals are classified into two: diploblastic and triploblastic animals. Diploblastic animals have two embryonic layers, an outer layer called the ectoderm and an inner layer called the endoderm. Whereas, embryonic layers refer to the primary germ layers that form during the early stages of embryonic development in multicellular animals. An example of a diploblastic animal is the phylum Coelentrata, which includes jellyfish and corals. In between the ectoderm and endoderm is a gel-like layer called the mesoglia, which is undifferentiated. Triploblastic animals, on the other hand, have three embryonic layers. In addition to the ectoderm and endoderm, they also have a middle layer called the mesoderm. Examples of triploblastic animals include animals belonging to the phyla Platyhelminths to Chordata. Let's understand another feature, that is column, which plays a crucial role in classification of animal kingdom. The column is a cavity between the body wall and gut wall that is lined by mesoderm. Based on the presence or absence of column, animals are classified into three groups. Firstly, coelomates are animals that have a well-developed column. Some examples of coelomates include annelids, mollusks, arthropods, echinoderms, hemichordates, and chordates. Secondly, pseudocoelomates are animals that have a body cavity called pseudocoelom. In these animals, the mesoderm is present as scattered pouches between the ectoderm and endoderm, rather than lining the entire body cavity. One example of a pseudocoelomate is the aschelminthes. Lastly, aquelomates are animals that lack a body cavity altogether. One example of an aquelomate is the platyhelminths. Now let's understand about a fascinating concept known as metamerism in animals. Have you ever wondered why some animals seem to have a body that is divided into repeated segments, almost like building blocks? This is because some animals have a body that is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of organs. This is called metameric segmentation, and the phenomenon is known as metamerism. Metamerism is a key feature of some animals, and it helps them to perform specific functions. One such animal is the earthworm. Let's talk about notochord now and its role in animal classification. As animals develop from embryos, they can develop a unique structure called a notochord. This structure is a rod-like formation that develops along the dorsal side of the embryo and is derived from mesoderm tissue. Based on the presence or absence of a notochord, the animal kingdom can be broadly classified into two groups: non-chordata and chordata. Chordates are animals that possess a notochord, while non-chordates are animals that lack it. Examples of chordates include fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. All of these animals have a notochord at some stage of their development, a dorsal nerve cord, and pharyngeal gill slits or pouches. Some examples of non-chordates include animals belonging to the phylum Porifera, which includes sponges, cnidarians, flatworms, roundworms, mollusks, arthropods, and echinoderms. And with this, we come to an end of basis of classification in the animal kingdom. We hope you now have a deeper understanding of how animals are classified based on their structural and functional characteristics. Remember, classification is an ongoing process as new discoveries and advancements in technology continue to shed light on the complex relationships between different species. Now, as you have completed this topic of basis of classification in animal kingdom, you can learn it with chapter notes, watch video lectures, and solve NCERT-based MCQ tests of this chapter on EduRev. And this is available not just for one but all the chapters of Class 11 and 12 Biology and much more for your Neet preparation. Thank you.